Good evening everybody, and welcome to another Factorio Pyanodon stream. Fingers crossed my mic is still working okay this evening. I have tweaked with some of these settings on the mic. It's hard to tell what it affects what, but I can still hear myself in the headset. So I'm hoping it's all good. We shall see, we shall see. Okay, so let's see what we're up to tonight. I believe last night we left it after making the seaweed, which I believe I still need to make a few more of those. But there's where we go. And then I think I single-handedly destroyed the lime scale, if memory serves. Let's have a little look. Not limestone, what was it? We're building BNFE now, isn't it? In here. This was it. We needed molybdenum trioxide because that was going into... What were we making with that? Seaweed Mark II, that was it. These seaweed plants were all missing molybdenum trioxide, and the only way to get that, well, the best way to get that for us is to get it through this process. Molybdenum pulp, concentrate, molybdenite pulp, molybdenite dust, molybdenite powder. Hey, good evening Marcel, how are we doing? How many rockets have started? Unfortunately, none yet. We are getting there slowly. The research at the top there, you'll see we are working on quantum computing, which I think is one of the precursors to actually launching stuff into space. Or at least, no, getting space science pack, sorry. So, we're getting there, we're getting there. I've set a goal of basically having this finished by the end of the month. So basically getting the game complete screen, as it were. Because at the end of July I want to start doing some speedrun practice. Because I want to get my name on the board for when 1.0 drops. So I'm pushing hard for that. So that means I'm going to be streaming every night. There's a lot of stuff here to build, but space science pack's there. You can build the production science pack the better way. I think the reason we're getting this is because we need that production science pack. Work equals fun. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it is fun. I do enjoy it. So it's a slow process, but we are absolutely getting there. I'm just about to start work on a molybdenum trioxide, because these seaweed Mark II farms unfortunately won't work without it. Like, they're missing water. Why are you missing water? Have I not piped you up right? Oh, I haven't set a recipe. That kind of helps if you're not plonker. Kind of need that to get water out, don't you? Yeah, these aren't actually getting in the molybdenum trioxide they need to finish themselves off, so we need more seaweed to get more seaweed Mark II. Which is what I'm about to set foot. And it looks like it's quite a big build chain. We have built one before, but it's nowhere near enough to now support this level of farm. I think down here we were building more. I think Akram started building this, he started doing it as a belt based, but I like my robots, so I'm going with the robots. He's got a little Mark 1 facilities, he upgraded a few to Mark 2. But I believe once he's done that, yes, so he's using Mark 2s, but he's using the old recipe. So he's using the limestone water recipe to just get what he needs. So in theory, this all needs ripping up and replacing with the build that I'm currently doing, which uses the molybdenum trioxide. That'd be fun, but I can't do it anymore now until I've actually physically got molybdenum trioxide in the network, because I'm absolutely stripping it bare. So I need to find some space, which I think in there, that might be a good square. Though I do kind of want two squares together because I'm likely to overbuild this. It's quite a big build by the look of it. It takes parts of this. This is the simple one. This is the only place that's making the trioxide. and it's literally dead. It's just not getting enough of whatever it needs in the dust from the previous step, so I'm just going to do it all. Good evening, Bitcraw. How are we doing? How's your Diablo 3 campaign going? You're ranked #1 yet in the world. Biggie, you must be after playing for so long. Like hardcore mode. Right, here we go. Building these two, no, these two. Building these two, then this is all seaweed and that's all seaweed. That seems like a good idea. Let's just. I need to get rid of the. D3's going okay. Good. I played a bit of D3, but not a massive amount. I think I played it when it was. Well, I don't know if it still is free, and you can sort of play to a certain level. I love Diablo 2, so. Let's put the bots to work. Diablo 2 with all the expansions and whatnot, Order of Destruction, that a brilliant game. But hours and hours and hours into that. That's the area I want to fill. This will bring my frames per second to a grinding halt. Along there, let's see if we can't fill it in. Uh-oh. I'm trying not to kill the server bit, honest. Wow, 3 frames a second. Putting down limestone is crippling. I need it so I can run around nice and fast. It's got to be done. There we go. Yeah, I'm out of view and just move. Oh my goodness, 3.9 frames a second. Yikes. No, it's definitely not. It's not my PC. I think it's just the way the game handles all the updates. My PC is pretty beefy. This is just a hell of a mod pack with a lot of robots trying to do something. It always goes like this when we put the robots down to do either a landfill or a placement like this. We all suffer. It's only me on the server at the minute, and it's just me suffering. I wouldn't normally do this, but because I want to highlight the cells I'm in and so I can run faster, I just kind of got to do it. It'll be alright once these are filled in. I guess less and less, so it's not too bad. Come on, robots, you got this. This is the hardest part of the build, this is. Yikes. Yep, 3 frames a second. What could possibly go wrong with that? Oh no, I've been disconnected as my computer or network was not fast enough to keep up with the server. Hope I didn't break it. I just got myself booted off. Fantastic. Yeah, so limestone flooring is great. There you go, I'm catching back up again. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe the bots will put all the stone down whilst I was away. Okay, that's alright, they're going. We're good. We're good. We'll just let them do it from there because I've got 50 frames a second now, so I don't know what's changed, but from this distance it seems to be okay. Yeah, they're filling in nicely. Right, so we should be able to zoom back in now. My frames per second seems to have gone right back up again, so fill this square in. Zoom out, let them do their thing. 6 frames a second. Lovely. This is going to be the hardest part of the build tonight, getting the flooring down. There we go, our frames is okay now, it's just going back up. I need to get down there actually. That might be a good idea. Let's head down there now. I think I'm going to start this build. We've got so much limestone that I can start this build basically from scratch. Limestone being the input to get to the dust, the concentrate, the pulp, etc. Get rid of these power poles. So we've got this whole double square to work in. I'm going to try and ratio it up, but it never usually ends well. So the end goal at the minute is molybdenum trioxide. To get that, we need molybdenum disulfide and oxygen, which is fine, which we need molybdenum pulp, molybdenum concentrate, molybdenite pulp, which is fine, we've got nitrogen as well, molybdenite dust and water, molybdenite powder, molybdenum ore. Oh, hang on, we went the wrong recipe here. That is definitely the wrong recipe, I'm sure of it. I thought there was a light way of getting limestone into this. Am I going mad? I thought limestone was the key. But it's not, it's molybdenum ore. So that's that, into that, into that. Molybdenite pulp, molybdenite dust, molybdenite powder, molybdenum ore. So molybdenum ore, how much of that we got? And they go into jaw crushers. That's always the starting point. It's always an ore into jaw crushers. So molybdenum ore. Oh, okay. 1.9 million. I think we're gonna have enough ore to work with on this front. So jaw crushers. Let's start building jaw crushers. Build 3 for now. I'm not sure how many I need. I know I've set up similar builds to this, like this. This might be one we could copy in theory. It's the input in, and this was the output out. But it depends on this front. So I mean, if we say we copy from there to there, this is the input and the output lanes. That would get us a good start at least. Make sure I leave space so we can go around the top again, and we need to go to there. I believe. Let's see. Some more jaw crushers as well. Actually, I might not, or I might have enough if. Oh no, we don't have enough. Oh, that's fine. Jaw crushers. So if we can get the jaw crushers built, Oh no, 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 I've made a schoolboy error off the bat, look, oh my word. Well, start doesn't mean to go on tonight, I think. Let's just remove that. What a plonker. Forgot I'd settle these up. Stone's fine, I'll just pick all the output up in a second. Okay. Let's try changing the recipe first. That was a terrible mistake. So we want molybdenite powder then. Deary me. That was just absolutely terrible on my part. Okay. That's better, and now we can remove this thing. There we go. Right, let's get rid of all of that. Unbelievable. Right, let's try the jaw. There's a 3, 4 in total. And I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess this setup is gonna be very similar to the one I've copied the first bit from. Just because they all tend to run a very similar way. So we're gonna put in molybdenum ore. We're gonna get powder out and stone out. Stone goes into there. Powder carries on. That's absolutely fine. Power. So this then just needs to be a press the chest. Or molybdenum ore. There it is. 1,000 in there for good measure. That's on the way. With 1.9 million or whatever it was, I'm pretty sure we'll have more than enough to support this. Okay, so they put their output there, right. So, molybdenite powder goes into a ball mill and you get dust and gravel. So that's easy enough. Hey, good evening Phil, you did make it, well done. We had a busy day. We went 2 hours north to go see my wife's stepmom and then drove 2 hours back down again. We left at 9 o'clock this morning, got home about 3 o'clock this afternoon. That was a fun day today. Spent most of it in the car. Nice to see them though, because it is locked down still here. You can only see them through the window and such, or sitting in the garden. So. Mark for those. Alright, these use screeners. That's what I said. It's a slightly different build to this. That's fine. I can build it from scratch as we go. That's all good. More fun in some respects. You're very busy resting, taking a nap, drawing and busy. Nice. Naps are important, to be fair. Wish I could have had a nap. Knackered just through driving. Spending all the time driving, it absolutely wears you out. Right, this needs to go there. And there. You're making molybdenite dust. So that takes in basically 1 a second. Don't know how many of these I'm going to need really. This outputs, if that's going full tilt, that will output basically 2 a second. And this uses 1 a second. That'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. In theory I could make 16, so I'm just going to fill the bottom of the row with this. Let's do 4 there for now and see how that goes. If you get older, napping comes automatically. Somehow I believe that to be true. No, I was absolutely knackered driving up driving up north today. I'm feeling it now. Suffering for it now, shall we say. Right, this comes all the way down. Yep. What does that output? Gravel, so that's just going to be something like that. A filter. I live in the Midlands. So if you on a map you find where Leicester is, that's currently on lockdown, we're about half an hour south of them. So we drove up to a place called Selby today, which is about 2 and a bit hours north of us. I say Midlands, well, more probably East Midlands is probably more accurate. Put that into an active chest because that will otherwise back up. And that gives us space to bring. Actually, that's the input only of that. I don't need to put that there, it's the wrong side. Yes, the pubs did open today, but no, we stayed away from them. Because unfortunately they will just be filled with people being really, really stupid. Because people can't control themselves in this country when it comes to drinking. I absolutely guarantee you there'll be another spike in cases in the coming weeks over here because of that, which is a real shame. I think the pubs they were banned from opening at midnight. They had to wait until 6 o'clock this morning before they could legally open, but I think most of them opened around lunchtime for drinks. That's the last thing I want to do, is go and sit in a pub full of people and go out and catch COVID. Sounds like a great idea. So we're still putting places over here into bloody local lockdown. I don't know how opening pubs is a good idea at this point, but it's all about the economy now, unfortunately. Say la vie. Those things, nothing I can do about it apart from ignore the fact they're open and just not go to them. I've got plenty of alcohol in the house, so yeah, it's fine. There we go, so that's the dust out and the gravel out. Gravel comes there, and then this comes this way, and then we can literally put the next line. I think we'll go around. I'll go around the outside like I did last time, because that seemed to work quite well. Let's check FNEI. So we've got the dust, and then that with water in an agitator. We need 5 a second to make pulp. This is making 2 a second. Now, fingers crossed over here it's the same fill, because like I say, when they open the pubs here, my worry goes in that, you know, people won't keep their distance and it just takes one person to spread it and disasters are. I hope it'll be alright. Time will tell, I think, on that front. That's 8 a second there. I think I can only do 1 agitator. Let's see what happens. Let's put an agitator. Bring this row along the back. We'll put the agitator in somewhere based off of that. Let's see what happens with this. As it finishes. We need power there as well. Let's put a power pole in. So that can go, let's say, there. So you are going to make molybdenite pulp. So we can put water in this way, pulp out this way if need be. So we need a old faithful pump jack. So let's get this working so we can see Yep, the stone goes into there, that's fine. Now this all comes down here. Is it enough to feed 4 of them? I think it should just about be. Let's see what happens. Sort of back of the hand maths on this front. In fact, these are 2.5 speed, so it might not be 4. Definitely 3. It's just the output backing up, so I'm not really going to find out now. I'm currently, Phil, attempting to build, so obviously last night we spent the time building this seaweed farm, but unfortunately it's lacking molybdenum trioxide. So to get molybdenum trioxide, we are currently working our way through this chain. So molybdenum ore, into powder, into dust, into concentrate, into disulfide, into trioxide, with obviously pulp and pulp on the way there. So if we can get the trioxide out, we can supply that whole seaweed setup then, because it hasn't got it, it physically can't produce it, so if I don't make it, it ain't gonna run. Yeah, easy peasy mode this one. To be fair, this is very similar to the builds we've been doing recently. It's nothing particularly new. Look at that, if I do that. Nothing particularly new. It's just got a few slightly different stages in it, I'd say. Otherwise, it's very familiar. So there we go, that's the water in, and that's in, and in theory, just thinking I could probably do that. That at least gets double the amount in off this lane. I'm debating whether to go around the outside again like I did last time, or whether to go up the way. I'm just thinking if I go up the way, I've got the option of extending this way in the future. So I can bring these around and that further along if I'm making too much. I won't know until I start producing off this. At the minute it seems like this hasn't... It's got too much, but I don't know. So we're just making this pulp at the minute. So that pulp with nitrogen, which we know we've got an absolute boatload of, goes into a hydrocyclone if you concentrate. So hydrocyclone. Okay. I think we've used these before in a previous build, hydrocyclones. They ring a bell. Definitely ring a bell. So, but the hydrocyclone, I think it's going to end up being here, because I think they're quite big if memory serves. To keep building those seaweed farms as well, because they're not going to build themselves. Unfortunately, they're not automated. So hydrocyclone here. That doesn't need much, just need the hydrogen, which I'm pretty certain we'll get off of these, the assembly machines. Yeah, let's put that in the middle. Say, right, you can make for us. Where is it? Molybdenum concentrate, there you go. Comes out that side. Oh, no, it's powder that comes out, isn't it? Get powder back out and tailings out, so we're going to need a tailings pond. The classic. One of those. So we can get this in here. That's quite nice and easy. Power there. Now, the question is, where do I put the assembly machine for good measure? Is it gonna? Oh, you know what? I think it'll fit just there. I want to try and keep it as boxed as I can do, like we've done previously. Try and keep a certain level of compactness and make it easy to copy, because otherwise it's going to be really annoying. Where's the nitrogen? Where are you? Empty nitrogen. There we go. In an ideal world, yeah, compact is definitely good. In an ideal world, I want to copy and paste this setup from here further along and do like 2 or 3 of them if I can. And then we're laughing for this trioxide stuff. As I say, there's like 1.9 million in storage. I mean, it's bonkers. Well, that needs to supply 200 every 5 seconds. What's that? 100 every 2.5. 50 every 1.25. So it's just under 50 a second, and this does 250. So safe to say that will be fine. And that way. In fact, we can get rid of that pipe and just do straight hookup. There we go. Don't want to put modules in there. Maybe just efficiency modules. I know Kev will be happy if I put efficiency modules in things as I go. That's efficiency, and I think productivity can go in that one and that one. Can it go in these? Oh, it can. That's good news. Robots to bring some more to me, there we go. Get productivity in all of these as well, that's even better. That just makes sure we're just producing way more than we need. Yep, got to keep Kev happy with the modules. Keep Phil happy by using Mark IIs. Kev happy by using the modules. Win-win. There we go, that's all moduled up as we go, so I don't have to do it all at the end. So this is now ready to output the tailings and the powder. The powder I might output onto a belt. The tailings pond. Might just put the tailings pond literally there. Do that, and that's that done. And then it's just the powder. Just gonna get the powder out. Which can go over here onto a belt upwards. Perfect. Let's just check now what the powder does. So that we're up to. Oh, hang on. Let's try outside. Sulfide pulp. Concentrate. So if we get the concentrate and tailings, then we go from concentrate. Is that not pulp? Wait a minute. We're making pulp down here. Why do we need to go? Hang on a minute. Trioxide comes from disulfide, which comes from... Oh! Just take the pulp and filtration media in a filter. Oh, I've done an extra step I don't need here. So you don't need any of this. Yikes, that was a... You ever check that? But this is making the pulp. The pulp is then going... Oh wait, molybdenite. Oh, let's just check, hang on. This is where it gets confusing because there's molybdenite and molybdenum. That's molybdenum. Oh, it's molybdenum pulp. Nothing to see here, carry on. Don't know what you're talking about. It was all there. I'll edit that out of the YouTube version, obviously. So yes, where was I? Oh yes, let's check where the pulp goes to. So we need the concentrate, which will be going into molybdenum concentrate into molybdenum pulp. So this is a thickener, or water with a thickener. So that's fairly straightforward. Make one of those for now, and I'll output these bits onto here. Bit to there, and we'll figure out where we're going to go from there. In fact, I could probably not that that really matters actually, does it? Because it's not going to make a difference. It will still run out of... Yeah, it won't make a difference that. I'll only put to one side no matter what. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Let's get a thickener. There's that one hiding. Thickener. Thickener. Oh, still being built, look. Let's see if we're looking. We'll put this thickener down. We'll put that. Needs to be, there's the belt, there's the thing. Needs to be at least there. So you are doing the pulp, yes. Now the water, I might be able to steal the water off this, because I mean this is 600 a second and this one is only using, it's using way less than that. Like massively less. Oh, you know what, if I move that up by 1, I think I can do it straight off the bat. Because that'll be the output. Oh, look at that. Look at that, it's like I planned it again, Phil. It's like I planned it again. That's marvellous. And then just go boop, boop. There we go, water in. Magical. Magical. And then, oh look at this, even better. The tailings that come out. Yes, I am setting up that, what's it called? I keep forgetting the name of it. Molybdenum trioxide. The Mu3, for short. As I set up last night the seaweed farm winery up here. All Mark II, but the one thing we're lacking is trioxide. So I'm actually setting up a process to get, specifically get the trioxide out to use in the seaweed farms. But it shouldn't be too bad, and the way this is coming along, it's almost like I planned it. Because the tailings from there will go to there. That's absolutely magical at the minute. I'm trying to make it as modular-y as I can. So in theory I can copy and paste it. That's the plan anyway. Let's see if we can get productivity in that one. You can't put modules in that, can you? Nah, makes sense, you can't put rid of tailings bond. So that is putting in the molybdenum, which is that one. So we put the pulp and filtration media into a filter to get disulfide. So filter. Let's see, filter. Let's do filter Mark II. Okay, that was nice quick. So the filter is there. Let's put that there so we can keep it nice and tidy. At the minute it's looking quite good. It's all fitting two little rows, which if I can fit it in up to the maximum of the top here and width of here, I can then just copy and paste it along. And given that the main input is molybdenum ore, the one over like nearly 2 million, we should be fine. It's just the filtration media after that, which is going to be for this one. So it's not too bad. So we're looking for, where are you hiding? Find it now. Molybdenum disulfide, there it is. MOS 2. Okay, so that just needs this input here. That's perfect. And then we'll put in a box here for the filtration media. Ooh, we might have to build filtration media. That does not look good. Nope. Filtration. Oh, there, look. We can assuming everything we're using at the minute, and I'm going to guess by me now doing that. Yeah, there's nothing on there, so if it comes on, it's going to be negative anyway. Okay. Alright, well, it said that I did deliver some. 11 hours, that's not in one sitting binary. 11 hours for a solo playthrough. You at least broke it up a little bit. Don't want you losing your mind this early into the game. There's disulfide, so that then goes with a bit of oxygen into a furnace to get what we need. So this is actually quite good. Let's make 2 of those just in case. Not sure how many we're going to need to do it, but in the output of this, we might better do direct insertion if we're lucky. And this is all backed up, so I am just wondering that I'm completely over baking the inputs. And this is, yeah, this and this. I reckon I'm going to end up moving this way, and then I can use more of this output, because these aren't even outputting. I'm just not even putting out into the belt, because this one's filling it up enough for what this is using. Which means I'm likely to be able to put at least another couple of these in along here. I imagine the pulp is probably... Pulp is quite slow actually, so you could link it into the same one as well. So that might actually work. That'd be quite decent. That'll work nicely. Let's see if we can get one of these. Ooh. Oh, that's 2. Can't be directly. It's got to be 1 away. And then that wants to be. Hang on a minute. I go mad. High pressure furnace. God. Helps if you build the right bleeding thing, doesn't it? There's me going, oh, it's not electric arc either. Oh my word. Keep seeing high pressure. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the one I want. Jeez. It's been a busy day today. Right. So we should better get... Right, we get 2 of these off that. Let's see how this goes. Because that's just going to be a straightforward drop in there, and that wants to be molybdenum trioxide. Oh, we just need the inputs for the oxygen. They can come from the top, because literally that's it. That's the aim of the game here, is to get that. That's not a bad build to get it. That's really nice actually. It gives me a bit of space here to build with, which I can do filtration media up here, which means then this whole row becomes a self-sufficient little loop of stuff that we need. And I'm a-okay with that. Still keep building me seaweed factories as well. So that's fine to there, that's fine to there. That just needs power on the outside. We just need oxygen in. So if we put a... How much do you need? 100 every 3 seconds. So 33 a second, 60 odd a second. So 1 of these just here would suffice. Hoping we've got enough oxygen on the network. Sure we have. Better check now. Now I said that. Yeah, 1.6k, that's fine. I'm sure we can make more if and when the time comes. Let me put barrels in, barrels out. Move that power bolt to there. Here we go. As soon as these start putting in, we should start getting trioxide being built. Which isn't bad. In under an hour, we've got the trioxide coming. Oh, look at that output sulfur as well. Okay, in that case, I think I'll just do filter inserters. Because otherwise I can see this getting backed up and I don't want that. Let's do sulfur onto that, and the trioxide stuff onto here. Yeah, thanks Phil. It's I'm getting used to these builds now. I was saying last night, there's a lot of them feel very similar, with slightly different steps at certain parts, but otherwise they've got a certain familiarity about them, which I think is making it a bit easier, so I can get my head around it. When I first started, it was a case of, oh god, what do I do? What do I do? And I'll just put like a mine down and that's me done. Now here I am building like a 7-step process to get one product out for the other 4-step process I built the night before. So it's a definite improvement, I think. Personally, I'm hoping this level of sort of like depth to the game is going to help me when it comes to vanilla, and like get my head around the recipes better that way. Maybe make me a better vanilla player, because I'm used to doing these such complex recipes. Anything in vanilla is going to look absolutely just boring in comparison. I'm hoping it will help me be quicker as well. Because like I say, by the end of the month I want to start doing some speed runs. Excuse me. And if this can help me get faster at that, can't be a bad thing at all. I hope it's the case anyway. Right, this is output. What's it missing? Missing the disulfide. Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to 1.0 coming out, so I can start vanilla fresh with all the new sort of bells and whistles. And I've not played a game yet with the new graphics yet for like the mining drills and that properly. So vanilla to me is completely, it'll be like a brand new game. So I'm looking forward to that. I guess the pulp that's holding that up. And that is literally just a crafting speed issue, which is fine. These two are now supplying this one, so I reckon I can double this up, double that up to potentially. I think that still only produces one. But I think this will work. So if we just take how much space, you need to be. Oh, hang on, the water's going to get in the way a little bit now. Need to leave that water connection there, but at the same time. Okay, now I can see how we do it. We'll just have to be a bit clever with the connections here. So take that pump, move him back here for a sec. One of those, and put that there. It doesn't need to be exactly on that. And then what we'll do, put the water here again. Got any of those? Got none of those on me, have I? Oh no, I must have. There we go. There we go. Good old Moore bringing me stuff down. If that's going to be, yeah, that's fine. We can still do it this way. There we go. Water into both. Plus it carries on up to the building up there above, which is nice. Then the output from here, the output's going to be a problem now. So I can't put a pipe there because that is there, and I can't put that there. Ooh, pipe spaghetti coming up. How about if the water goes in down here then? Nothing saying we can't do that. To there. Then instead of having the water go up there, you can leave that one there because that still connects to the top. Need that? Yes, we do need that. Put that there. Take that out. Just do some normal pipes. And then you can still put the inputs there. In fact, move that somewhere like that. There we go. That works. The water comes into this one, that outputs up to there, and this just needs to output up to there as well. Perfect. That into there, that into there. We can bring that power pole to the end of there and middle of there. Is that going to be enough? Yes, it looks like it will be. Getting past that. At least one of these is working. And if it does slightly overfill, this one will pick up the balance and put it in there, but I think that's enough to get two of them going. Better put some productivities in there. And some efficiency back into there. To be fair, I think 2 arms in is overkill, but it just ensures I've always got as much as I can get going in there. That's not stopping now. That one is slightly, but it's one of those things that is now using the excess of this, so this is just like a bonus extra amount. Oh, I know what I can do. This is where this comes in useful. Now they should both get a really decent amount. Hey, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Magic. There we go, they both fill up lovely now. That's a nice consistent amount of molybdenite pulp going in, which means this is always full. Which I think means we could probably extend that one out. So I'd say that's why I kept this the way it is. If I needed to come this way, I could add more of this slot. Once you go by, vanilla go bye-bye. Oh, brilliant. That should have been their slogan for the mod. Once you go pie, vanilla go bye-bye. Brilliant. Oh dear, that's tickled me. That was funny. So I think I need to improve this now, make this better. I even ruined Angels and Bobs. Yeah, to be fair, I think the more of this I do, the more vanilla sounds boring in comparison. It really does. Ah, look at that, molybdenite is now maxed there, which means I can easily take off another hydrocyclone's worth out this way. So let's do that. Let's just cut off the supply of nitrogen just so it empties out fairly. Angels of Obvious space. You complete Pi, you're like an automatic Factorio expert, I would say. Yeah, I think there's something to be said if you can complete a Pyanodons play. It's it should pretty much guarantee you a spot in like the Hall of Fame, shouldn't it? These are empty machines. I don't want to pick these up because I don't want my inventory full of barrels, to be fair. I'll let them run out naturally, and then I'll take this setup here, move it back here, and put another, what do you reckon, 2 of these? What are they using? 150 every 5 seconds, so we'll be using 450 every 5 seconds. We're using about 100 a second once that's done. We're making 100 every 5 seconds down here. 200 every 5 seconds is 100 every 2.5 seconds, so we'll do one more. They should definitely hand out medals for finishing Pi. I completely agree. Why Why is that bringing me... Oh, that's why. I wonder why these robots keep bringing me back. Fish farms. Seaweed farms even. I mean, I don't think anyone has yet. I mean, unless they're not streaming it, but I'm following all of the current streamers that are doing Pyanodons. So you've got Otaku Showboat. He's getting quite far into it. He's really far along. He's not far off where we are. I think he's production science, if memory serves. You got Injacera. He's on simple circuits and such. He's quite far back. And Freak Source, who is middle ground. I think he's on complex. But the bases these guys are set up though are impressive. We're a robot mess. If you look at our base here, we are clearly a 4 or 5 person team of robot madness. Those guys have all got lovely, beautifully laid out rail squares or whatnot to build in. Old Viking, I don't know. I've not seen him streaming for a while. I don't know if his hours don't line up with mine, but I've been checking in when I'm at work, so I can like hop onto some streams at work and keep tabs. But I haven't seen him on, so I don't know what he's up to. Right, this is done. Let's empty that. We just have to figure out a way of getting the output across, but we might be able to do a 2-space, I think, and bring it straight out into there. Yeah, bots into a chemical science, that's pretty brutal, to be fair. That's a lot of sort of manual crafting and I'm gonna say time wasted, in my opinion, without bots to that point. I mean, I suppose you can get trains and just go the train route, but if you want bots, wait until chemical science. Doesn't sound like my idea of fun. I couldn't imagine doing this without bots. I think I'd lose my mind. I don't think I could do it single player either. I applaud anyone who takes on this challenge in single player, because yeah, it's not something I could do, I don't think. You need a lot of brain power for this. Where's my productivities? So that one should come along here, and then we'll re-put the nitrogen in. So let's see how that looks. We do that to there. That to there. Power should be fine there. And the only output problem is getting this output across from here onto this belt. But in theory, it doesn't have to come out this side, it just has to get across to that side, so you could... Let's see if we could do it this way. So you go across like that. Output to there, you could output to there. And then we just jump this. Oh, it's not far enough. There's a red one. There we go. There we go. Power pole back to there and to there for good measure. Yeah, Robot World to start with, I think is what helped us the most here, definitely. I don't think I could have started without that. There's little quality of life things you can get, they're just, yeah, they're too good not to have, aren't they, really? This is nitrogen. Make sure we get our barrels back in and out, do the hokey cokey. Active on the out. Step in. And one power pole for good measure. And in fact, just need to do that. Okay. That is now producing. Just need the tailings out of that, which they come out here. Look at that, magical. That's working perfectly as far as I can see. Is that enough of the input to get it? It needs 30 every 10 seconds, 3 a second. That appears to be filling up nicely. These are producing 10 every 5 seconds, 2 a second. That's 4 a second coming out of there. 3 a second into there. It's got a ratio, yeah. I actually built it to a ratio rather than building it to aesthetics. That's a nice change. So theoretically there's too much going up here, but at least this, I know this covers it. So all of this input, all of this output is now being used, and the output coming out of here is enough to feed 2 of these, and feed 1 of these. So that's better than what it was in a way. Means this now is just waiting for the pulp to come out, which again is just a speed issue. And that begs the question then, do you want productivity there? Oh, can you put speed in? Yeah, you can put speed in. How does that help? 40% increase in speed. Straight through, it literally is straight in, straight out. And that isn't stopping bringing them in. That speed increase might be, in fact the speed increase, that's the trouble. The speed increase now means we don't get enough of that in quick enough, so it's still held up, whereas the productivity means we do get it in. So I think we have to go productivity, because it's still going to do the same amount in the same amount of time, because it sits idle for longer, whereas this constantly runs and then I get free product. So I get an extra 8%. And that, yeah, I think that has to be the win. That's sitting idle all the while because of that. But it's not the fastest, but it is certainly self-sufficient enough. I also probably want to increase this here, because I've got the output's not good enough here. Oh, you know what I haven't done? What I could do, that I never do, is use loaders. Akram always comes around and tells me off. So why don't you put loaders down? Honest answer is because I absolutely forget that loaders are a thing. I'm not used to using them. So if we do that there, get that out of there, and put, let's say that there. So that wants to be there, doesn't it? That's only loading one side of the belt. I need this to be... Does that help? I think that helps. You're going to do a pure run. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people say, oh, you know, you're cheating by using this, that and the other. It's like, well, there's cheating, but there's also a bit of quality of life. And obviously for people like myself and Dgray who do streaming or YouTube or both, having 3 episodes where you're literally running around placing belts and doing almost boring legwork with no actual, like, oh, here's how I'm building this setup. People aren't going to sit and watch you putting down 400 belts for 3 episodes. They're just not. You know, unless you're willing to edit down the YouTube video or do all of that off stream, which then defeats the purpose of streaming. So there's a balance in Pyanodons. I think you have to accept that you're going to have to use some considered cheaty mods to do it, or if you're trying to do a pure run, you're not going to get many people watching you do the pure run until you're much further in past that point. Like, you get to chemical science and do a pure run, people will probably watch you. If you do a pure run up to chemical science, people are probably going to get bored very quickly. And it's not a lot of fun watching someone put down, you know, making a bus system out of belts for 3 episodes. So there's a, yeah, definite compromise. Do need to clear this up though. This isn't good enough. This needs to be like that. I think that's how I want it to be. Trying to remove the belt underneath there. Is that one and that one. No, and the one next. Sorry. Do. Yep, there we go. That and that. This is better. Use the mini loaders as they're intended. And you're actually getting good output then. Is this going to work? That's the only one I'm not sure of, because I'm going to be... No, it should just about work. Oh, it's just that part doesn't work. Okay, I'll tell you what, that's the only one I'll allow to be like that. It's not going to output much anyway. That means all of those are now taken in, putting out onto their own belts. They're not struggling at all. If anything, that could all be red belts if I wanted to be. Let's try doing that. See what happens. There's a utility pack set up. It's a matter of fixing the bottlenecks to it. Solid C2, C3. Yeah, I did notice. Obviously, I've seen the quantum computing's obviously. Where is it? Using that setup. I figured it was a very, very slow setup. I've not dared look at that yet. I've gone back to the basics to try and clear up all the other problems we had, to try and sort of stabilise the base a bit. And once that's all sorted, we'll see where we end up. Like I say, I think you're right. I think I don't think it'll be long before we can start pushing like rocket stuff and whatnot, but we've really got to stabilise all of the inputs first, because I say, yeah, we could build a rocket in a couple of days, but then we'll run out of all the raw materials and the base will come to a grinding halt, so I don't think anyone wants that particularly. Okay, let's make that red. So that is now absolutely backed up. What's there? What's this backed up on now? What's this waiting for? Tailings? Oh. Why? I thought a tailings pond... Oh no, I need to sinkhole it, don't I? I could have just sinkhole the tailings. A tailings pond is kind of... If I wanted to store them, it'd be fine. I don't want to store them. I want to make them disappear. I think a sinkhole might be required. Build a sinkhole. Put it in its place and then just put... Yeah, we should be fine. Good evening, Tony. Good morning, America, Australia. How are you doing, sir? Get rid of that tailings pond. Let's put that. Actually, let's put that over here a little bit, because I want to get that. There we go. That's sorted that. Oh, you're working. Oh, of course, it's Sunday morning there, isn't it? Ouch. Yeah, it's Saturday night here, so 10 past 10 on a Saturday night. Best night of the week. Well, Friday night's not too bad, to be fair, but I'm not envious at all of you working on a Sunday morning. The factory must grow. Yeah, Saturday night the factory must grow. That's how it is. Definitely. There we go, that's the bottleneck filled. So it's party time, but I'm running on orange juice tonight, so you know it's hardcore when you get this when you get to my age. Hardcore party night on the orange juice. What could possibly go wrong on the orange juice? That is backed up just due to its own speed, that's fine. That is now building everything we need. That's actually a full setup, and I think I've made it as quick as I can make it. This input is full, this output is full and being used constantly. I mean, you could argue I can make another one of these, but now I've fixed that. It's still on mid-strength. So is it like 7 o'clock in the morning there or something? Or are you up really, really early right now? I think I could put another one of these in. Look, based on what's happening here, I think this could move over again if I wanted it to. 7:10, yeah, I thought about 7 o'clock in the morning. Do I move that? Just debating whether to move this back again and put another one of these in, given that this is now backing up. I've been away for 40 minutes as well, ouch. I hope they pay you double on a Sunday, and they do in the UK, so I hope they pay you double in Australia for doing that. Put that seaweed farm. Is that finished? Second strong coffee. I think if I had coffee now I'd be up all bleeding night. I don't sleep enough as it is. I think I need to add coffee to the mix. So I'll leave that as it is for now, though I'm strongly leaning towards moving that out and putting another one in here, because this can more than cope with it by the look of it. This is backed up, so you still get double time. Good stuff. Yeah, it's not worth good on a Sunday if you ain't getting double time. So this... yeah, this is just a throughput issue now. Just wondering if I'm making another one. That's maximised, so do we actually just need another one of these? It's the same problem. If I add one of these, I'm going to move this out. If I move these, I'm going to move this out again. And that's the bottleneck for here, is the input of this stuff. It's only just enough coming out to fill one of those. Doesn't really help if anything, because you need to increase this and this to add another one of these to make that fill up that faster. If you're going to do it, it's going to have to be... yeah, I think you're right. Binary, it's definitely... I think productivity 3, but I think if I'm going to do it, I have to do another one of these, another one of these, and then add another one of those on as well to try and get the input into there faster. Which is doable, because obviously that literally would just be a case of... let's see, leave a space gap there in case I need it, but then that would be output into there, tailings out and into there, and then water. You should take off there. It's more than doable. Then all I need to do is change this and say, right, you come out this way instead. Job done. So, hey, good evening, Dave. How you doing? Did you win at golf? That's the first most important question I'm going to have to ask. Did you beat the wife at golf, or did she beat you? I've seen a few hole-in-ones when I golf with friends, so I'm hoping you won. You've got to keep up the pride there, otherwise it'll be a rematch. Let's set this up just in case, because I think we're going to need this. So tailings is easy enough, because that will just be You want a golf which is kicking your ass at Streets of Rage 4. Nice. All's fair in love and war, isn't it, I suppose? And the output goes along here. There you go, so that's ready to rock and roll. That's literally just needs the powder in, which debating whether I want to change that now and then let it run at double speed up there. It's certainly doable. Let's take out that there. Change its direction. Back to 10 prod 3s you've set up making. Okay, as long as circuit 3s are going. Right. Give me the moment of truth with it when I try and request some. Should do like place your bets now. Do we think when I request production module trees they're going to actually arrive, or is binary setup failed? No pressure binary. I'll test it in a sec. There we go. Right, that hopefully is enough to do that. So production module 3s, here we go. Prod 3, can I have 10 please? Yes I can apparently. Wow. Nicely done. Wait for them to arrive. Let's prod 1. So there they go, yes. So circuit 3s are obviously running then because they came out absolutely fine. There you go, prod 3s are in there. So that is now making there's 20% productivity in that, that's perfect. Tailings is still a bit of an issue. Can I put... oh I can, look at that. Is that on the network? Yeah, go on then. As soon as that gets dumped on there we'll be laughing. Robot's got to fly 500,000 miles to get there, but yeah, that might help keep them clearer. Yes, that's helping emptying out a bit better. But that's actually, yes, that's right, that's outputting constantly. That's filling the gaps. That one's taking them all in there at the minute. That's the only problem. Is that ever going to back up? Let's see. Might do, it's ever so slightly creeping up on here each time. Means if enough of it back up it should stop. Very close though. I don't know what the limit is, how many that can actually hold in its oh, there we go, no, it started to go through. So these probably want prod 3s as well then. I reckon. Because then that'll output more pulp, which is what this needs. Which should then keep this running for longer. Although to be fair, I mean it makes 5 a second, but it uses 50 pulp a second. And this only outputs 10 a second, so that's 20 a second. So we're massively behind the ratio there. So I was right, this would need to be extended all the way down on all of this to have any chance. But it is working. I mean, what's that? That's got What did I put in there? Nothing. Let's put productivity in there as well then. Oh, will it not let me? Oh, that's the efficiency on that one. This one take productivity 3s. Yes, I can take productivity 3s. At least we'll get a touch more, we'll get an extra bit slower to craft, but we'll get 20% productivity out of that. That's a bit better. Not perfect, but it gives us even more, which means it does mean that this setup is now, I think, as good as I can really make it off of the setup it is without going nuts. I mean, I've got a choice: either try and expand these out, but then risk these running out, or just copying this setup as it is into like 3 more rows and have 4 of them set up. And in theory, yeah, I might do that. I think that would be decisions. Not sure whether I want to. I'll decide whether I want to expand this out. Part of me is saying yes, I should. Once you get marked through, you kind of need a special beacon to compensate for 3 brush. Okay. Yeah, we haven't hit that sort of thing yet where you need like special beacons and extra bits and bobs to do stuff, so it's going to be interesting when we get there as well. The tailings has sorted itself out, that's okay. Molybdenite pulp is now running out all the while, which means we need more of this. Okay, I'm going to build 1 more of these. I'm going to do 1 more of these. It's the easiest one to do as well, because the pipes for this just come off like that. Remove those pipes, copy that, and leave 2 space. Get rid of that for a sec, and bring that along there. If we do that, that's the water sorted. And the output of that is from there and there. We can even take it from there, or just, oh there we go, look, it should fit. Oh no, it won't fit there, it's got to come out of this one. That's fine, we'll just go like that. Then the water pump just goes back on the start. As if by magic. Do that there. Thank you, water. Oh, I just need to add. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Needs to be 1 further away. Unfortunately. So that I can actually take the water from there. There we go, and get it along the bottom again. Power pole in there, power pole in there. Water. There we go. Right, let's see. Let's see what difference that makes. Is that going to fill this molybdenite up quicker? We need 150. That one's looking good. Yep, it looks like it's... That looks alright, 150 times need. So they're full, they're constantly running now. Means this is running, and we just need some more concentrate, which is fine. I'm just wondering then if I can... is that gonna... Yes, it will. Oh yeah, well remembered, Phil. Eagle eye. Don't think I need prod 3s in there. I think prod 1s is enough. Like I say, this is starting to run out as it gets down to here. It's only just enough to get to here. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. This is constantly running down here. Oh, it's constantly filling up in there, no problem. Just think the only difference is I could actually put that like that, and then this comes on both sides of the conveyor belt then, which means these can output fine, and I could even do a sort of double output, and then that way these empty really quickly each time. There we go, so that means that's constantly fed, and then now this one gets more quicker, because this one just can't take from both sides of the belt. There you go, look at that. Much better. That's much better. And that one gets a good run at it. Which means this is getting more quicker. Yep, means this is outputting more quicker. Well, can't put pod 3s in there, unfortunately. Never mind, it doesn't matter too much. Yep, that's better. This is much more efficient now. That's working a treat, getting all of those in. Lupinite pulp is no longer maxed out, but it is constantly producing, but it's enough to keep both of these easily filled up with 150 for 5 seconds. In fact, it's ever so slightly under. I'm going to argue we do that. Get a bit more pulp out. It just ensures these guys get what they need quicker. Yeah, nitrogen's absolutely fine. No worries about nitrogen. I will stick efficiency in there because we can. Same with pump jack, and same with that one. That's better. This is actually producing 10 at a reasonable time. It's 10 every 3 seconds, so 3 a second give or take. It's probably running slightly slower than that, so let's say maybe 1 or 2 a second. So we're getting 2 to 4 a second at the minute out of that. Let's see if I can find it on this setup. Try. There we go. Ooh. 20 a second using 15 a second, so we are just about making more than we need. So that means I can pretty much, really cheekily, excuse me, let's take that. That's the far left. I'm gonna copy the robo port though, aren't I? Okay, let's just take that copy. Put it into there, and then let's remove the robo port. Let's see, where does that line up? Just there. Boom. That's how you double your production in 20 seconds. I'm just glad we got so much molybdenum ore. Let's see what the production... Oh, it's still 1.9 million. So I think we were requesting in a couple K. Not really going to matter. We need to build some bits and bobs here, don't we? Get rid of some bits off me that might be usable. We need 2 hydrocyclone. Oh, 1, 2. We need... Did you go a bit OTT with the mine in that one binary? I think I'll let you off on that one because it served a nice purpose for me now doing this one. You can never have too much of anything in Factorio, I find, so I think you're safe. Okay, build 1, 2, 3 of those. This little lot here should cover everything that I'm making, or that I need for this. I need 5 more jaw crushers, I reckon. Sucked in a whole deposit that was in here. Oh, nice. That explains why it's in the millions then. Literally like a 1.9 million patch. Very good. That's right. At least it's going to good use now. It's got a good home in this build. I'm going to copy and paste this a few times, I think, to make sure this trioxide stuff is no longer a problem, because it will get used in the other build as well. The one that's using it to convert it into whatever the thing is. I don't know what the end game for that trioxide is. Let's have a look. Might be the plates, actually. Or it makes sense to use the PA for. Anything else we can make a line for? We should, yeah, definitely. That certainly makes sense. To be fair, it's quite good fun making a production line for everything we have here. I quite enjoy doing these builds, like working out what the raw ore is and then factoring it down. And this was quite easy in comparison because a lot of them have like their crushers, secondary crushers, all the extra bits and bobs. So this was just jaw crushers, into ball mills, into one, into another, into another. There's no extra processes in the mix. It's actually not too bad. This is probably one of the easier builds, I'd say, I've had to make. There we go, I can fit 4 in these 2 sets of squares. Lovely. Why does that not copy the power pole? Oh, it's because it's outside of my range. It's using that power pole there, isn't it? Just put one there. Put one there. One there. I just need a few things built now, and it will be good to go. And I'll be happy with that build because that's quite a nice little worked out rather well actually. Yes, this is true. It's, having the Mark II buildings in a mall would be fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, having to handcraft them is not fun. I mean, the size of my build queue goes up and up and up all the while. Not having to handcraft them would be a huge bonus. That might be something. But I'm going to put that on the to-do list so it's there. Add new. More for Mark II. Oh. Building. There we go. Yeah, some of them take half a second, like I say, they're not a problem, but the ones that take 30 seconds or more, they are an absolute pain to wait for. That's one of those, so we need another 3. Still need ball mills as well. We need those 3. There's 2. At least the robots on me will take them all away at the end, but yeah, handcrafting them all down here is, yeah, it's not a pleasant experience. I think that's a solid idea. I wholeheartedly get 100% behind that idea. Might just need a brand new mall setting up to accommodate it, but other than that, I think it's a very good idea. A few bits of that building. Okay, do we need one more of those? Building 2. Let's do 2 more. 2. What are those things with the driving steering wheel on them? I don't know what they're called now. Must be agitators. Got to be agitators. Yeah. It's 6 of those bloody things as well. Yes, take forever to craft those. Look how slow they go. Ugh. Not fun. I'll wait for the bots to replenish me as well, because I'm only getting a set amount of stuff, so I've got to wait for them to bring the stuff back to me so I can make even more. I need jaw crushers as well. Can I do any more? Do 2 more of those. Oh, we need the modules as well. I think I've used them all up on me at the minute, so they'll be slow to make those. Replenish the 10 eventually. Right, let's see where that leaves us when they all build. They're already taking in and outputting on these 2. Yeah, it's already up and running. I got any other buildings on me? Nope. That's good though. I mean, I worked out what, 2 to 4 seconds, so that's 8 to 16 seconds, 8 to 16 a second roughly across this lot once they're all up and running, which hopefully should be enough to improve. See if the seaweed farm I built is done. I mean, they're going. It's just that trioxide stuff they're missing, so it's a few of them start up here and there. The bots are dropping off bits as and when they get it. So we just need more of it. Just need more of it. Get this build going. You can't see the build queue behind my face unfortunately, but I can assure you it's already 4.5 lines long just to get a handful of bits out. I'm not sure where we'd build a secondary mall actually. Need to be somewhere central. There's the original mall. I'm not doing molten molybdenum from it, but I think there is a process set up for it somewhere else, which I think is possibly pinching it all. Yeah, apparently this is, I'm just going off Akram's recipe guide for doing better seaweed apparently. Last night we had the Seaweed Mark 1 set up here, so I ripped it up and put down Seaweed Mark 2. And apparently it's the better one. The assembler 2 is more compact speed. Yes, that's true. I think it will just be a case of using exactly like the Mall 1 was set up here. It would just be these with assembly machine 2s. Maybe even here. I mean, there's plenty of space this side of the thingy to do a load of buildings. I mean, you get at least 20 or 30 in there, which should be enough to get all the ones we're currently using. I don't know if any of the... a few version 1s set up. There's one version 2, one version 2. There's a couple of version 2 set up. I guess they're just based on the fact that... oh no, that one's set up, but it hasn't got the input anymore. The input disappeared. Same there. I guess we must have just turned them off because we were using too much stuff. So it might be a case of going back to the mall and figuring out what we got there and Just add in some more Mark 2s over here, and Mark 1s if need be. It shouldn't be too bad. Oh wait, these are still crafting. This is insane. 3 more jaw crushers. I know I need more of those. And the agitators as well. There you go, high pressure furnaces are going in now. That's a bit quicker. There's a couple of real consume a lot of CT. Yeah, that's why they're turned off then. Then having said that, I mean, what do we got? Circuit. The T2s aren't showing up there. They're complex ones. Complex circuit 3.4. If it's above 4K, it should be okay. It's at 3.4K. It's not far off. I mean, it might wipe them out and cause a few shortages short term, but I could set a few up as I go, I suppose. All the ones I know I'm using a lot of at the minute, like the ball mills, the jaw crushers, thickeners, the hydrocyclones, and the high pressure furnaces which are up there. Retrieve the inserters. Yeah, that might be a bad idea actually. Yeah, if the complex circuits on the network are above 1K, then you're okay to input and produce. Yes, that's not a bad idea. At least that way we always keep 1,000 on us, or within the network. I like that idea. That sounds like a good one actually. In fact, what I'll do is go set that up, because this will fill itself in once I've set those up anyway. So it's kind of like a catch-22. I can build them by hand here, or just go do them all now, and end up with the stuff I need. So I can start with the stuff that I know I need actually as well. Oh no, where did I pop my dragon? Oh no, I think I left my dragon up by the seaweed. I'm good at doing that. Dragon doesn't come with GPS. I don't know where I left him. Pretty sure I ran down here. Fairly certain. Dropped him off at the top of here somewhere. Didn't I? There he is. There he is. Oh, phew. I knew I left him around here somewhere. I'd been gutted if I'd lost my dragon then. Right, so if I fly straight up and a bit to the left. Here we go. I'll aim for that blank space. Oh, hang on, there's some... No, that's just storage, isn't it? So there's some buildings in storage, that's fine. Let's aim for this space here. This looks like a good spot to build. First things first, where's the red buildings? Any down here? Nope. Some here though. So that's done, that's outputting, that's just doing 10. Where can I put the wire though? Is the wire going to have to be connected to the chest? Yes, just the chest, isn't it? Really? I haven't got any rubber. Give me strength. Why do you need rubber to build cable? That just seems silly. The only way to travel, yep. Flying cats, party cats, got it all, haven't we? Crawdads, we love a crawdad. Alright, let's see if we can build some green wire now. There we go. So if we say on that one, enabled condition when complex circuits are greater than 1000. So that'll let it work. When it's above 1000, it's already full, so it doesn't really matter at this point, but at least that's the first one set. Same with this one. Let's do a request the chest, and then on this one, get green wire from there to there. Enabled when. In fact, can you just copy and paste the. I can, brilliant. What's that missing? That's not got any complex. Oh. Have I done that right or wrong? I did see Dgray crashing the cord out, it made me laugh a lot. Enabled when complex circuit. Oh no, wait. That's not going to be on the network, is it? That's saying when there's 1000 in the chest. Yeah, we don't need wires, do we? Because we just set it to just limit the chest, I suppose. Choose the N symbol. What you talking about? Ah. Wait, where's the N symbol though? Just use the N symbol. Just the inserter set. Yeah, so is this? I'm in the right place, I'm guessing. Don't know. Do I set the complex circuit on here? Enable when the logistic connection is greater than 1000. Is that the one? Is that it? Is that the right way? So this is enabled when that is above 1000 now. Excellent, there we go, just copy and paste it to that one as well. The only problem I've noticed is this is setting itself to 450 as a baseline. Really? I'll have to go around and take some of these complex circuits out afterwards because that's just way too many. Yeah, I mean, that's like 450 again. You don't need 450 of that. That's just stupid. Let's change these as we go. 50 of that is fine. Because you need 10, you need 100 of those at max. Okay. That you need 10, so again you need 100 at max. So that's just. Change those because that's a real silly amount. Oh, didn't want to take all those out of there, did I now? Wanted those. Ugh, now I've got too much of everything on me. Plus I can chuck them back into the network and it should just reassign them all over the shop, so that's not too bad. "30 seconds by default." Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. least if I change that down to 100 at a time now, it won't actually ask for a silly amount in. That needs Glassworks 1. Is that actually built anywhere? Does not look like it is. In that case, we'll do a quick bit of thingy over here. Do that. Get to Glassworks 1. Boom. Yeah, that should cover that one. And then this one down here. That's set to 30. Is that enough then? Yeah, it needs 20 at a time. We're gonna hold. Oh, what's it missing? It's missing something. Prandium Lab 1s. Okay. In that case. We shall set it up. Oh, I thought that was already set up, but there you go. I swear to God, you don't need 1300 parts. Oh my word. 2.2k glass, 4,500 bloody iron. Come on. Can you get productivity module on some buildings? I don't think you can you? No, I won't let you put them on those. Unsurprisingly. There we go, that should make that. Let's set that to 1 stack. So that covers that. That covers that. That was sorted. So that was the first few red ones done. Let's go over here and say, right, some assembly machines Mark II. And let's do maybe out there. Let's line it up with this line. There. Yeah, you're probably right actually. Well, to be fair, these are all storage chests and not buffer, aren't they? I don't think we're using buffer chests at all. I haven't seen any buffer chests put down at all. I think we're just using storage chests, so I don't think it makes a difference. I will set it anyway for good measure, but I don't think we're using buffer chests anywhere nearby. I think it's all storage. But I'll tick it anyway, just in case. It's good practice, to be honest, just in case you do set up a buffer, then obviously you're sorted, so. Right, let's make a default setup. So we're going to have a requester in, passive out, and the passive is going to be 1 stack. What I'm going to do is 2 rows at a time, because I can always do the version 1 and version 2 side by side if we don't have one of the other. In theory, which should make it a bit neater. We have a lot of buildings that can go here. There we go. Start at the top. Oh crap! Oh, what fell? I'm not used to this being in front of me. Do it getting used to going from a headset being down to having this thing in my field of vision and sort of just in my face. It's very odd. Right, let's go with jawbreakers. Right, actually, do we have any in the network? Or are it being produced? I don't know what's the best way to check. Jaw Crusher 1s, we do have Jaw Crusher 1s, which means this can be Jaw Crusher 2s. Do that. Change that to goodness. I just don't need all that stuff it's asking for, it's insane. There we go. That's Jaw Crusher 2 set up, so now I don't have to. Yeah, I got a new mic on Friday. Yeah, it came yesterday. My first stream last night with it. Got it all set up. It's a Blue Yeti Nano. That's quite good. It's got I've got a boom arm for it as well, so I can sort of move it in and out when I need to. Got a pop filter for it, and I think that's like a wind covery type thing. This soft thing on top. So hopefully I sound a bit clearer and not as. I know this sometimes you pick up sort of the noises. They're a bit. It doesn't sound as good. So hopefully this sounds a bit clearer. I know I've got like a special monitor ping you plug into the bottom in this headset that I can hear myself talking through. It's very professional. Very professional. Of course I marked my last setup. Phil, what do you take me for? Some kind of amateur? See, look, it's there. Magic. Slap a post-it on it. Let's get a post-it from my own screen. I keep forgetting. Ball mills, they're the next ones. We have Mark 1s, so Mark 2s. In fact, I'll put Mark 2s here because no, we've already got Mark 1s. Yeah, sorry, Phil. I'll let you off. It's fine. It's fine. It's late in the evening, so you're forgiven for missing that one. Easily done. Easy mistake to make. Just change these a little bit because that's just way too much being requested. I know we can pretty much support it with a lot of this, but mutant seaweed molly pulp. That's ball mills. What's down here? Oh, agitators. Just trying to clear all the ones I know I'm currently using. Yeah, agitator Mark 1 should be fine, so this can be agitators Mark 2. The wonders of genetic engineering, yes indeed. Oh, I know, I forgot to put my important building down there. Hang on a minute, I've got any wood on me? No, I've got all the way down here, you can't really. There we go. Got to put Phil's couch in. Can't leave the couch out, no. Let's label it as well. There we go. Got to have your couch down there. You got your couch somewhere further up in the base, haven't you? Now you got one down south as well now. Rude not to, really. Well, where the couch is now, or I built it. There it is. You got a couch all the way over here. Now you got a couch all the way down here. So if you get tired when you get in between them, you're sorted. You can just have a little rest. Agitators done. Thickeners. Oh, better put the kettle on. It's 11 o'clock. Alexa, turn on plug 1. I got a new Alexa thing today as well. I got a Show 5, I think it's called. So it's like the Alexa with the screen on it as well for the kitchen. Brilliant bit of kit, I'm loving it. I think I've gone a bit too overboard with automation in the house, you might say. But I don't care, I love it. That one's fine, and then this one fine as well. Yeah, it's thickness sorted. Big red button, do not push. End of the game feels capturing marks the most on the map. It might be at this rate. The only thing I'm going to remember to mark, I think. That's the problem. There we go, that's building the thickness that I needed down there now. So that's actually... Look how quickly that's cleared my list of stuff. Now I'm building it up here. Much better. What else do we need? Secondary crushers. Yes, definitely secondary crushers because I've used them in the past. We've got Mark 1s, so let's do Mark 2s here. That. Let me just check that's okay. Yes. Okay, what else do we use in this lot? Hydrocyclones. So let's do no Mark 1s. Let's do Mark 1s and Mark 2s then here. Hydrocyclone 1. Cyclone 2. Perfect. Emergency syngas. Yeah, to be fair, there was an emergency. Yeah, connect pipes and emergency over here. This tholins to acetone. Obviously, it was an emergency, so I had to connect the pipes. Obviously. One of those things, you know, it's got to be done. I considered it an emergency, so automated screeners. Let's go. Screener. Yeah, we probably need both of those. Automated screener 1. Automated screener 2. Lovely. It's going well. This is easier than I thought it would be. Compressors, surely we have compressors already. No, we've only got a couple in the network. They're not being produced, so compressor Mark 1, compressor Mark 2. There we go. It's good, this is looking good so far. Anything else I've been using recently? Did agitators, didn't we? That was up here somewhere. So yeah, here we go. This is where we'll have stuff. So evaporators, they definitely get used. Yep, evaporator Mark 1 should be okay. So therefore, just do evaporator Mark 2. I know I've definitely used. Oh, you know what? I think I'll have the circuits up here. Yep. Get these complex circuits out of here. I let it put 450 in and I didn't mean to. Yeah, chuck them back into the network, they'll go where they need to. Evaporators are good. High pressure furnace we sorted. Oh, quenching tower, that was one. That was definitely one. I've used a couple of those over the last couple of nights. They've got quite a... Yeah, we've got number 1s, so definitely put quenching towers. In this row. Is that it? It's quenching tower Mark 2. Again. There we go. Mention towers is a good one. Anything? Oh, filters. Filters. Definitely filters. Okay, we've got a couple of each, but that doesn't look like production, so let's put filter mark 1s there. Filter mark 2s there. I could do, couldn't I? I could put it down this side. Mark 3s. But I don't know how expensive. Yeah, I think it's the circuit 3s are gonna. We just don't have enough, unfortunately. I think circuit 3s. Let's have a look. What does it come up under nowadays? Never shows up in the network. But we don't have a lot, that's the problem. But filters are good, that's a good. And jaw crushers. Gasifiers. Solid separators. Or a couch. Yeah. Gasifier Mark 1s are okay. Let's do Gasifier Mark 2s. Into there. Yeah, I think it is going. I think that's what's keeping science ticking over, isn't it? Yeah, it might have backed up on something. I mean, I think the quantum computing is going up ever so slowly. Like, I think that's moved slightly during the start of the stream to the end of the stream. So, I think it's going. Solid separator, let's check that one. It's always a... Yeah, we seem to have that. That might be being made somewhere, that's absolutely fine. Oh, that's alright, that's better than what we had, at least now for stuff we need to build. It's all up here, so it's going to be a little less stressful when you start putting down blueprints. So my blueprint at the bottom. So the seaweed, yeah, it's still not running fantastically, it's still missing that trioxide, but the vat brain, yes, I remember hearing about the vat brain process. It's not ideal. One of those things in it is the only way to get to the point we need to get to. Yeah, some of these seaweed farms are running. Not perfect. I mean, to be fair. Oh, am I missing? What am I missing? What are they flashing for? Oh, production modules. That one hooked up, what's missing? Something's not working. Oh, this isn't working. What have I done here? Oh, look. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Whoops. No wonder that's not working. And no wonder it's not going at full speed. Come on, my robot friends, fix that for me. There we go, there's that one going. There's that one going. And that one going. Good job, I double checked that. Obviously didn't go far enough when I copied the blueprint down. But it's fixed now, so that's good. That might actually now produce the stuff we need. We might actually now get a bit more trioxide out. These will start producing more then. Excellent. Oh, I'm really glad I checked that now, that would have been embarrassing. Come back tomorrow and be like, yeah, about the build. I forgot to set it up properly, doesn't matter. Right, we now have Oh, what's that missing? Evaporator Mark 1s, you know what? I don't think Evaporator Mark 1s were set up. Because that's requesting them and it ain't getting any more. I think they just happen to be a set amount on the network. Requesting 450 of those. Gee. I killed the circuits off as well. Yeah, I think the circuits have been killed off. 3.4k I think have either been used or are floating around being used. Thanks to these buildings. But at least we know we can build them, they will be supported, it's just got to catch up with itself again now. Could do with binary or Acrim sitting on the server for 24 hours letting it run. Just saying. Not that I condone cheating of any form. Yeah, bottleneck mod is awesome. I did see one mod last night that I'm going to recommend to Bitfrotter. What's it called? It's something like something picking tool, and it shows you the flow through pipes and belts and such. When you zoom out, if you hover over like this section of pipes here, it highlights all these pipes and where they're connected to. And then the same with belts, it will show you where that belt runs to. If it runs like a spaghetti over here, it highlights that belt with arrows, shows you which way they go. Amazing, it's a proper game changer for building like spaghetti pipes and belts and whatnot. I think I've seen it on Ninja Series stream, just like, what is that? And he's like, it's this, I want to say pink as picket tool or something like that. But it looked really cool, like watching it on screen I was like, that's handy. That with bottleneck would be an absolute legendary, like double whammy of add-ons. Bottleneck mod to see what's stopped, and then that tool to show you where the input and output's going to and from. You can narrow down your problem so quickly. You'll be like, there's a problem with that because it's red. What are the belts and pipes doing to get to there? And instantly you'll see where the problem lies. So that's definitely worth looking into, that one. That's going on the mod list for me when I do another modded playthrough, definitely. Because it was way too useful. Way too useful. Might call it overpowered. Right, there we go. That's part of a mall part 2 setup at least. So at least if we need any of these, which are the ones I seem to be building quite a lot of recently, we're sorted and we have a decent amount there. I'm not waiting 3 hours for me builds to come. Right, Binary, where are we making where's the production packs? Is it up here still? Yes. What's that waiting for? It's waiting for these bits. And that is waiting for high-tech circuits. Yeah, it's definitely high-tech circuits. That's the slowness at the minute. Which, to be fair, is what we kind of expected. It's not the fastest build. That brings up into the left of that. I don't even know what it looks like, to be honest. It could look like anything to me. Yes, it's circuit 3s that are the problem right now, but I mean, it is what it is. That would just be the next thing I'll start looking at for production. Start looking to see if I can get a better way of getting circuits through, but I mean, the size of this build here you've got for it all is crazy. It's narrowing down. I bet it's that bacteria again. Where is it? Was it? Yeah. The bacteria is actually okay. Biobacteries are okay for once. Substrate appears to be okay. sure what it's missing out of there, to be fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's the item with 22 on it. What the hell are they? I don't know what they are. We got it on our list. Not sure what they are. It looks like it should be something electrical, but these. Oh, it's nylon, of all things. Oh, I'm missing nylon. Bio batteries are okay apart from the lack of nylon. Yep, massively short on nylon. Yeah, we're basically using everything we produce and then some. Maybe let's have a quick look at nylon just to see. Maybe that's something I can build in the future. What we got? 5 nylon out of that, 6 out of that. So chlorine, ammonia, they're okay. Benzene and nichrome. Probably nichrome. Sand casting. Yeah, we're making that. Molten nickel. I've seen that setup. Might just need to look at expanding this setup and do more of this. That's certainly something we can look into in the future. We're definitely getting somewhere though. It's just slow progress now, but I think every milestone we hit is going to be bigger and bigger to the point that we're then at the point of building a rocket silo and such. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure nichrome was out last time. I'll have to look into that and try and build some more. But I think for my evening, what is it now? Yeah, 20 past 11. I've been going for 2.5 hours. I'm Pyanodons out again. I think I'm gonna call it an evening for myself. And wish you all a very good evening. I'll be on. What day is it today? Lose track of the days. Saturday today. Tomorrow's Sunday. Yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. It's always a stream down on Sunday, so I'm definitely going to stream tomorrow. Make the most of the weekend as you do. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, or morning, or whatever time it is in the time zone you're currently at. And yeah, see you all soon. Take care.